It is the 16th of November, 2024. Bill Apter, speaking of sports. I, I'm assuming you know that who Howard Cosell was. So, and he used to always go, "This is Howard Cosell, speaking of sports." So I predicted the wrong outcome of the fight, but the end of that fight showed us all possibly something that's going to happen. What I want to start with letting you know that I have a long history of relationship with Mike Tyson. He probably doesn't even remember me anymore. But back when he first started, I did all the studio photos of him for World Boxing, KO, and International Boxing Magazine, and eventually the Ring Magazine, because the company that produced the wrestling magazines also owned the boxing magazines. And I got to hang out with Muhammad Ali and Evander Holyfield and Tyson. And this was when he was just starting out. I had a studio on 45th Street in New York City, 165 West 45th Street. There's a place called Contact Studios. It's not there anymore. We used to rent time. But anyway, I went to many of Mike's training camps as well and did a lot of silly stuff. You don't know this, but I taught him how to jump rope. Check this out. Pretty cool, huh? There he is saying, "No, that's not the way you jump rope." Um, I was at ringside for some of his fights, but the the fights the best pictures that I took of his fights was against Michael Spinks, who was a great guy. And here's the sequence photos that I took from upstairs in the press division. That was the punch. Then came the knockout. Then came the referee saying, "Stop the fight." It just counted to 10. And that was the grand finale. Now, remember, I said I predicted that maybe Logan Paul was going to run in and interfere, but of course that wasn't going to happen. The fight itself, I felt that after Jake Paul figured out that this was not the Mike Tyson that was the Mike Tyson he was expecting to fight in the ring, but he just didn't have it. The older man, and he just didn't didn't have it. And I don't think Jake Paul wanted to embarrass Tyson and hurt him, which is why Jake Paul really didn't throw any of those real blockbuster punches that he has thrown in past fights. And you could see toward the end of the fight, he bowed down to Tyson and he really admired him. The rest of it, the slap and all that stuff, it was all hype. But what caught my eye, of course, being a wrestling person, was at the very end when they were being interviewed by Ariel Hawani. There was some back and forth, very short, between Mike Tyson and Logan Paul. Logan Paul, former WWE United States champion. And Tyson said, "Well, maybe I'll fight you." And Logan Paul said, "I'll kill you." Boom, my wrestling brain went crazy as usual. Are we going to see Mike Tyson against Logan Paul in WWE at WrestleMania? I don't know. Let me know what you thought of the fight. And by the way, several of you on the One Wrestling channel here asked me, why am I not on here regularly? My home on here on YouTube, I work for Sportskeeda, and I do 3 or 4 podcasts per week. So I'm regularly on the Sportskeeda Wrestle Binge, 2 words, Wrestle Binge YouTube channel. I'm on there with Teddy Long and Mad Mac Davis doing the Time Machine every week, sometimes twice a week. I'm on there with Dr. Chris Featherstone live at 11 p.m. every Tuesday night Eastern Time with a show called Unscripted. And I do a lot of my interviews in the past 2.5 years that I've been under contract with Sportskeeda are on there as well. So please check over there and subscribe. And let me show you, this is something fairly new, Backstage Pass. If you go to Patreon and you search Sportskeeda, Sportskeeda, Backstage Pass, I do a show with WrestleVotes. Um, I do another Q&A show. A lot of my old archives back from the days of the cassette recorders and video stuff are on there. The Bro Show with Mad Mac Davis and uh, Vince Russo, the Coach and the Bro, Jonathan Coachman and Vince Russo, and lots of other content, and my weekly newsletter. If you liked what I did with the magazines, this is like a mini magazine, comes out every Thursday, and it's only $4.99 a month. So killer price. So go to Patreon or just go to Google and put Sportskeeda Backstage Pass. All right. This is Bill Apter, and I will be updating periodically here on One Wrestling Video. And I thank all my followers here. And once again, maybe had he learned to jump rope the way I was showing him in the days when I had a full head of hair, he might have beaten Jake Paul. Who knows? This is Bill Apter down here at the After Chat in the Sportskeeda Wrestle Binge One Wrestling Video Studios. See you somewhere down the road.